Peace, people. Now, let's get to some real scientific work. Okay. A lot of these people want to keep you in the past, man. The past is gone. Okay. The past is gone. We need real knowledge. We need real ethereal knowledge. We don't need to keep talking about civilizations that's dead. We don't need to keep talking about civilizations that did their thing, right? What's up with the knowledge that we have today? What's up with the knowledge that we have today? If we come from a pristine people, then why are we in the calamities that we're in today? You understand what I'm saying? And this may come from the spell of sleep, not knowing who self and kind is, right? This may also come from living in the ways of the mankind races, right? Which was, of course, forced upon us, but in some cases, it's accepted. You understand? It takes real work to pull your bootstraps together and stand up and move up. And it's not going to come by just studying what happened in the 1800s unless you're looking at the laws, natural laws, right? And understanding what they had to do in order to keep themselves in power. Let's move on. Listen to reason. This is The Gases of Nature by Reason. Real Ethiopian science. Listen to reason. There are 4 substance or form classifications of matter. Okay. Now this information right here can get pretty deep, right? And you need to be able to reason it out. Okay. But this information is a scientific, non-scientific breakdown and explanation of where the true human beings on planet Earth come from, how we got here, how we think, how we reason, and how we should reason, right? Namely, water, liquids, earth, solids, air, gases, and fire, acids, brain newts, ethers. Water, in one formula or another, is present throughout all existence and is the opposite of fire, and thereby a necessity of life like fire is. Water in the form of this dense humidity surrounds the universes and is called the hydrosphere. Okay, let's read that again. Water in the form of dense humidity surrounds the universes and is called the hydrosphere by universe scientists. Water, as in one form or another, is the basis of all liquids and life, together with natural ether, together with fire. And its component, earth, in the form of solids, is the foundation of all creation and order, because earth indeed acts as the base of every person, place, and thing, since it is solid and creates gravity and holds weight. It should be remembered that one form or substance classification of matter can be turned into or can become another form of matter. Okay, let's read that again. It should be remembered that one form or substance classification of matter can be turned into or can become another form of matter. Okay, with that being said, energy can never be destroyed, right? And energy is a form of matter. It can only transform and become something else. For example, water becomes air by evaporation, and air becomes water by condensation. Water becomes solid ice by coldness, and ice becomes liquid water by heat. In other words, the opposites, heat or coldness, can turn one of the form classifications of matter into the other. Let it be remembered always. Well, okay, let's proceed. Listen to reason. Aeroform gases. Aeroform gases like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, okay? Listen to reason. These are ingredients to DNA and eumelanin, all right? Can expand indefinitely in all directions if uninhibited. The gases and fires state of existence is the most mobile and includes the spirit world, okay? So when we thinking about how we reason things out, we can't stay in the spooky zones. We got to be able to detect our environments. Okay. So when you're thinking of the spirit world, you know, where they say ghosts and apparitions and things of that nature reside, we got to think of the gases and fire forms or form classifications of matter. Okay. Now, what does fire do? Melt things down, heat things up. Okay, especially in the and when we're dealing with enzymes in cells. Okay, let's proceed. Indeed, spirit beings, you see, the gases and fire state of existence is the most mobile and includes the spirit world. And then this universal scientist goes into spirit beings are universe programmers and controllers, and they are of the gases and fire state. Therefore, it may be concluded that the atmosphere, the universe gases and fires, rules, okay? Especially when one considers that fires, natural ethers, energize the gases of the atmosphere and make them increase or decrease pressure on the mental and physical persons of living beings, which affects the thinking of living beings. You see that? Now let's explain this simply what he's saying. Okay, we was dealing with the hotness and the coldness, right? And then when we were dealing with spirit beings, we're dealing with the atmosphere. Okay, the bubble around the earth. Okay. And when the fires, in the case of electromagnetism, reaches down onto the atmosphere, which is natural ethers, the energizing gases are able to increase or decrease pressure. So with the sun, you get a radiance, you get an upliftment, right? Now that we're going into the winter season and the winter solstice, you know, many of us sun people can find that, you know, you're a little bit more depressed than energized because of the lack of sun. Okay. Then you also gotta peep out when it came down to these original beings that migrated out of the headquarters of the planet Earth, which is Africa, and they stayed in these cold zones, that eumelanin skin wasn't conducive to them anymore. So the skin lightened. For continued life on the planet, once the skin lightened, what had to happen? There had to be mixtures from sun women in order to maintain hability from the cold areas to the sun areas and be able to maintain that without being extremely burnt up from the sun. Think about a vampire. Let's proceed. The quantity and kind of a gas or gases in the atmosphere may determine how well one thinks for a period of time and the degree of the drive of his or her ambition. And that's what I was just explaining with the cold temperatures and the hot temperatures. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen to reason. A car or any motor vehicle may run better on one day than it does on another day because of the change in the gases of the atmosphere. And the tires of a car may have more or less air in them on one day than they do on another, although no one has put any air in or let any air out. The temperature on planet Earth is not solely determined by the temperature on the surface of the sun, but likewise by the gas changes between Mother Earth and Father Sun. And all this scientific information means that the universe gases and ethereal fires rule everywhere together with spirit beings. Anything moving fast or anything moving gives off an energy. Okay? And energy is alive. Okay? Hence, and moreover, the more positive the atmosphere one breathes, the more positive is his or her mentality and physiology. This tells us that we need to breathe plenty of fresh and nature air, that is to say, gases, and drink plenty of fresh and running water whenever and wherever possible and practical. And he said in the beginning that water and fire are natural opposites, but both rely on each other for the chemical changes in one's mentality and physiology, right? Okay, and I'm gonna leave it right there because the next breakdown is the peoples.